Y'all already know what time it is. Today, we got somebody y'all already know. But do you really know him? You seen him on the screen before. You seen him with us before. He's family. We got the one and only Uncle Dolomite in the building with us today. But we ain't just talking. We getting to know him a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? To shine a light on him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get to know the story behind the voice, the laughs, and the real life behind the mic. You know what I'm saying? So guess who's back? Let's light it up. Yeah. No filters,
What's
no
up with
scripts,
it?
just the truth. You're now tapped into the fire session. Y'all already know what it is, man. We finna have some fun. We finna dive into these conversations and get to know our guy, you know what I'm saying, on a new level. Cause the man he just keeps elevating. He just keeps doing great things out here. So we just felt the need to make sure that we shine the light on our brother. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
before we jump in here, we got family with us today. Part of our five family. We got Uncle Dolomite. Uncle Dolomite, how you feeling, homie? Mentally, physically, emotionally, you good?
Yeah, shit. I'm amazing. Y'all already know I'm always good.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's funny because if you follow him on social media and you listen to his show and then you get a chance to see his facial expressions, sometimes they don't quite match. The energy is there. He's like, yeah, I'm feeling great. But it's like, bro, you don't look like you feeling great. You look like you
Bro,
finna
be
punch somebody in the
Stonewall,
face.
huh?
Yeah, you look like you finna punch somebody in their face. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But you just gotta believe it. If he say he's feeling amazing, that's what it is, and we're gonna rock with that. So, my guy, welcome back to the show. From a different standpoint this time, you ain't on here talking about no topic. We ain't on here just going crazy talking about stuff. Man, we celebrating you today. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it popping.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Benji
Yes, sir.
Banks. Benji Banks, the man, the brand. You good, my guy?
I'm good, man. You know how it is. When you get close to your 50s, you know what I'm saying. You do things a little bit different. You know what I'm saying. You just do things a little bit different. You know what I'm saying. You slow down a little bit, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying. You start doing stuff that you haven't done before. You know what I'm saying. So that's about it. Making things happen. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we ain't got no trouble to make things happen, but I do feel you, bro. I mean, people don't understand, man. When you get older, it doesn't mean that you have, um, um, less life in you, or you know what I'm saying, or less energy, or whatever the case may be. None of that has to be the case, right? But it's just things change, man. You know, things
Facts.
that you used to do. Shout out to Dolly, man. He posted a video one day of him at the airport, and they had a basketball court in there, and I felt him on that because he was like, you know what I'm saying. Back in the day, I would have grabbed the ball and went out there and dunked that mug in the court. You know what I'm saying, in the middle of the airport. But now, nah.
Yeah, we good. You know what I'm saying? Creating
Hey,
stuff for the grandkids nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Wait. try to make sure you can pick them up and walk. You know what I'm saying? And not crippled out here. You know what I'm saying?
There's
hey,
that because it ain't the getting up, it's the landing.
hey, I
I
tell
could
Facts.
people.
probably get up there, but that landing gonna be something else.
Ooh, the
Hey, I tell people all the
knees.
time, that's the first thing to go, the landing gear and the brakes. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the fact that I can't run fast, it's the fact that I can't stop fast. Yeah, hey man. So I ain't messing with that. People like, man, you want to go out here and do some sprints? No, not really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm good, fam.
Not if I could help it. You know, I'm just not at that point in my life no more, man. I done did that. I done dunked the basketball. I done shot the basketball. I done scored touchdown. I done did all that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being that part of my life is in the past. I'm okay with that.
My daughter gonna ask me this week, Dad, can you still do a backflip? I'm like, man, these kids, these kids remember your old glory, man.
Man, you should
I'm
show
like,
them you should show them the video of the last time you did the backflip.
I mean, they know what was happening. Your boy can still get up there. It's just the landing, like Dolomite said. I don't know how that's gonna feel.
And that's why I said show them the video because that landing was shaky. I remember.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying, man. You know what
landing
I'm
was
talking about?
shaky. Landing was shaky, brother.
You know what I'm
I was
saying?
like,
That
yeah.
the rollover was dope though. The roll got up, you know what I'm saying? Blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And got up, you know what I'm saying? But we straight. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
We
man.
made it. You know, ego bruised a little bit, but we all right. Pulled a muscle a little bit, but we, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be all right.
All right, man. All right. So let's fire it up, man. So before we get too deep, we got to figure out, who Dolly is, you know what I'm saying, as a man. So before there was ever a mic in front of you, my guy, who were you? Tell us about where you from, what your goals and aspiration was about when you was a young lad.
Honestly, I didn't know. Like as a kid, I was one of them where they like, what you want to do when you grow up? Shit, I have no idea. Honestly, like I think the only thing that I knew I wanted to do growing up was be a school bus driver because that's what my dad was.
Right.
He had a low rider and a Mercedes. As far as I was concerned, nigga, that's rich to me. So I'm like, shit, if I could be a school bus driver and give me a Benz and a low rider, that'd be living. That's what I want to do when I grow up. Drive school buses, give me a Benz and a low rider. So, I grew up between Compton and the Inland Empire. Like, born in Compton, spent most of my childhood in Compton, but I would move back and forth to the Inland Empire because my dad never left the neighborhood. Like my
Right.
dad lived literally up the street from my grandmother's house. Like that nigga was the definition of a mama's boy. He like, nigga, I ain't getting off the block. Like I'm cool, nigga. This where I'm from. Where I'ma stay. This where I'ma die. So, I was always back and forth with him and my
Right.
mom. But growing up, I was pretty much the same person that I am right now. Like I was just one of them kids that was quiet, cool. I say something funny every now and then, but I was always to myself. you know. Like right now, as far as compared to the childhood that I had, shit, I'm way beyond any of my ambitions. Cause growing up, shit, it wasn't really much I want to be other than a nigga with a lowrider.
Like be just like Pops, right? Like just be
Yeah.
able to chill out and do your thing. Yeah.
That's real, bro. Because me and Benji talk about this all the time. When we were younger too. For some of us, I mean, one of our goals was to just be alive as grown men.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? In the certain areas that you grew up in, certain elements that you grew up around. You seeing dudes leave here early, so you was like, man, first step one, survive, be
Facts.
alive to see
Exactly.
Fact.
adulthood. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's real, man. A lot of times, our goals are based on what we can see. You know what I'm saying? And when I talk to young people all the time, man, I tell them that's the importance of when they become successful, them going back to schools and going back to their neighborhoods and stuff, and letting the other kids and stuff see them be successful, because if you can see it, you can be it. That's what my mentors always told me. So that's why they always surrounded me with people who were in areas that I wanted to be in, because if I could see it and if I could talk to these people, then in my mind it's a reality, and I feel like I could reach that, what I'm saying, that height.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a lot of what it was with me. And even like with my platform, like what I try to do with Too Much Game, like I try to be that voice that I wish I would have heard.
Right.
Cause I'm like, if I'd have knew that there was more out there, I probably would have been chasing a whole lot more. But it is what it is.
I mean, that comes with the territory though, right? Like you live and you learn, you get to your, you mature, and then you find out, you know what I'm saying? I actually want to do something a little different. And to me, that's solid because your eyes open to a different perspective of life for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, can you recall the first time that you were just, kind of sitting there thinking, and you realized I'm different. I'm not cut like everybody else. Like I got different talent than other people. When was that moment for you?
Shit, talent. I don't know, cause it's such a layered question. Like, cause uh, I was raised in a household where I was the only light skinned kid, so I was born knowing I was different. I knew I was different from day one when I looked at everybody in the household and they was all dark skinned and I was yellow. So
Well, I can understand that. Trust me.
Did they treat you different? Did they treat you
Trust me.
different?
not really, because I was like I was the oldest of my mom's kids, so it's kind
Yeah,
of like y'all can't beat me up. So I'm like the leader of the pack. But at
right.
the same time, I knew I was different though. Like it ain't the same. And like I don't know, growing up talent wise, because with me, a lot of the talents that I had growing up is different than what it is right now. Like the conversation we had before we turned the mics on. Because when I
Yeah,
was young, I was athletically talented.
right, right,
Like ran faster than everybody, jumped higher than everybody. But I never applied myself in school, so I wasn't able to hit the varsity ranks of sports because I came into school not giving no fucks.
right.
Like I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get my ass whooped. I'm just here so I don't be on punishment. Like, and it was a trip because intellectually I was considered to be basically brilliant. Like my teachers would be like, you get an A+ on every test. Like, why don't you like shit? I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't need to be no mega genius to be no school bus driver and get a low rider. So nigga, I'm just here until graduation so I can go
I'm
ahead,
just
fire the school bus up and get cracking.
I'm just here so I won't get fined, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, early in life, like I knew I was different from like kindergarten because even in kindergarten, like I would win student of the month back to back to back. Whenever we would do tests, my shit be done faster than everybody and all the answers be right and shit. So like I always kind of knew, but at the same time, like, because it was never really cultivated. I never really had nobody to direct me in no certain way. It kind of just was like, nigga, I'm just
Figure it out.
a special motherfucker doing regular shit.
Figure
That's
it out as you go for sure. Like with no blueprint like laid out in front of you. So you just like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm just gonna figure it out as I go. So
Yeah.
but hold on. Listen to what he just said. He said he was special doing regular stuff. It's a lot of people out there that have special talents and that was just doing regular stuff. My dad always tells me, growing up, for us, Michael Jordan was like the pinnacle of basketball. And he was like, I bet you it's 5 dudes out there that's better than Michael Jordan. But they
facts.
just in regular jobs. They doing regular stuff because they didn't have the opportunities that he had, or they didn't see the potential in their talent. So they didn't push it any further. Where, with him, he had
Some of them
mama,
in
daddy.
prison.
Yeah, well, that too. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, we've seen that because we've seen footage of dudes hooping in prison. We like, bro,
Can
that
ball,
man,
right?
that man in the yard going for 40 every day. And you know what I'm saying? He'll never be able to utilize that talent outside of that yard because he might be in there for 25. So, but yeah, man, it's just it's sad. But again, that's why people like us are around for kids who we see talented. You know what I'm saying? The kids that we know are talented, and we can try to encourage them and encourage the parents to encourage those kids to see that there's more in life out there, man, than just what I'm saying, the stuff that they're surrounded by.
Yeah.
All
You
right,
know,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I like I say, like that's pretty much my whole platform. Like the whole reason I do the podcast, because it's like I wish I'd have had somebody to tell me like, try this, do this, like go here. Cause like I said, I was like a kid that should have stood out that was working on fitting in. And that
Yeah.
was a big problem that I felt like stagnated me growing up.
I can relate to that for sure because that's kind of the same thing. I wanted to sell drugs, so it's like I wanted to pimp. So that's what we saw. So that's what you gravitate to, and that's what you want to do. So that's kind of your space where you live in. So the ism and the everything was, it was more attractive than what the teachers were saying. So it's like I gravitate to this. So this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to pull up on. You know what I'm saying? So, and that kind of shapes you as you go forward. So that's where your mind is. That's kind of where you want it to go. So
Yep, for sure,
Exactly.
for sure. All right. So we've been rocking with you for some years now, man. You know what I'm saying? And I've gotten an opportunity to actually come out there to Cali and, you know what I'm saying, actually meet you. We were hanging out at Benji's wedding. So, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
that was
yeah,
dope.
yeah.
And I ain't I ain't taking credit for nothing, right? But we did have a conversation. We did have this conversation, right? On the back of that bus that I'm gonna get to. I mean, on the back of that yacht that I'm gonna get to. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But it's those type of conversations that you have with people that, you know what I'm saying, I think I was, you know what I'm saying, I took a lot from that conversation that we had. Let's put it that way. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit, but we've been rocking with you for a while. We met you as the host of the Too Much Game podcast, but since then you branched out into other things that, you know, like I said, we're definitely gonna get into, but we want to talk about the Too Much Game podcast, right? Let's get into that. So what's the premise of your content? And you know what I'm saying, like, I know you were talking about it just now, like, you know, you want to be able to give game out. So, you know what I'm saying, can you talk to the people a little bit about what your premise is of your platform?
Yeah, the Too Much Game podcast is basically like the voice of, you know, the OGs that a lot of us should have had growing up. Like,
Right,
I feel like the generation before us, like my father's generation, like they used to always tell us about the OGs that will pull you under their wing and, you know, lace your boots up and, you know, teach you things and show you stuff, which I feel like a lot of us missed that. Like a lot of
right,
the, you know, us of the babies of the 80s and the 70s, like we kind of was raising ourselves. Like a lot of our OGs was 5 years older than us. And a lot of us didn't even realize that, like, shit, nigga. You know, when I grew up and realized a lot of the niggas who I looked up to growing up wasn't that much older than me. I'm like, hold on, nigga, you was
right,
my OG because you was in high school and I was in middle school. Like, you know, where back in the day, like they had like a neighborhood old head who all the little dudes looked up to. Like, you know, whether that been possibly a dope dealer or a pimp, or you know,
right,
just an old dude with a good job. Like, but you know, they all had those father figures. I feel like a lot of that is missing today, where a lot of niggas is like literally afraid of the young niggas. You know, like it's
mm,
all type of memes and shit of niggas being scared of the young man. These little niggas crazy, but
right.
shit, that's what they said about us, and I'm pretty sure that's what they were saying about the younger generation of back then. Like, you know, so like with me and my platform, I feel like I want to bring that back. Like I want to be that voice that the young niggas could be like, okay, you know, let me check out what OG got to say.
Facts. And that's really where we was introduced at on Instagram, finding you on there and seeing you spit. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, like, and I remember hitting up Ken. It was like, yo, we gotta have, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we gotta have him on the show, bring him on for a topic session. And like that was the thing because like it was something that I was familiar with. So it was very relatable. And so that connection right there, and what was that? That had to be, was that maybe 5 years ago? Maybe 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that
was
was I
probably
think that
like 21,
yeah, I
20.
think that yeah, it was 21. I think yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was 2021 for sure. So
yeah,
yeah, 5 years ago, man.
It don't even
So
feel like that long.
right.
time flying, man. Time flying for real, man.
Facts.
But let me ask you this, man. So with this podcast journey, man, you know, we've been doing it, you know what I'm saying, since 2020. And a lot of people jumped in the game during the pandemic, and we've seen a lot of them, you know, start and a lot of them, you know what I'm saying, come to an end. But we still rolling. Have you ever wanted to quit, bro?
No, not at all. Like I've taken some breaks, you know, because of like things happening in my life, but I never wanted to quit. Like when I decided to start, it was like one of them things where I was like, shit, I'm not gonna quit until I'm forced to quit.
Right.
Like, this is my outlet. Like, it's something that I consider to be therapeutic, as well as something that I consider to be a mission of mine. So even if it's something that don't turn into no money, it's still gonna be something I'm gonna do anyway. Like, I ain't made no money off this for real. Like, couple dollars here, couple dollars there, but not nothing considerable. But
Right.
that ain't what I aim to do it for in the first place. Like, I never saw podcasting as no hustle or no way to make money. I genuinely felt like it was just something to, get my message out there. So, at no point did I ever want to quit.
That's actually pretty dope because
Yeah.
that should be everybody's aspiration right there, especially when you start and you create something. Why would you want to quit it and give up on it, especially if it's like a baby of yours for sure?
Well, I think a lot of people would quit because they doing it for the wrong reason. We doing
Yeah.
it for the same reason. Like, we felt like we had a voice, and we felt like we had things that we wanted to get out there that were just not the regular stuff that everybody was talking about. We felt like we had something that we could present to the people, bring people on, put people in front of them that they wouldn't necessarily have access to. So
Right.
that's what our mission has been. And like I said, this is not a labor of, fruitful labor right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we enjoy what we do. We love it. We ain't doing it for the money. But, again, one of my OGs told me early in life, a lot of the greatest experiences you will have and opportunities you'll have won't have a check attached to it. You know what I'm saying? So it might be things that come as a fruit of that, what you're doing, but you might not get paid for that directly. So
Yeah,
that's kind of what it's been for us, because we've been able to make money other ways, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
outside of the show, but directly with the show, not so much, but that's not our aim.
Right.
yeah, cause shit, honestly, like when people ask me what I've got from podcasting, especially in terms of payment, shit, knowing y'all, getting
Right.
into comedy, a whole lot, shit. Even my relationship with Sugar Free, like a whole lot of this shit
Right. Right.
came straight from podcasting, where it's like
Yeah.
a lot of this shit is worth more than money to me.
Yeah.
Facts. And I
Yeah.
can agree with that because, like, when you start inviting folks to your wedding, and my wedding was for a
Yeah, that was a
specific
private
amount of
event.
people. You know what I'm saying? That's like private. Like, everybody can't pull up on that joint. King came from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was specific amount of people. So to be able to make that connection with you simply through podcasts and then pulling up on events that we put on and stuff like that, and just being solid to me to get that. If you never would have done that, we never probably would have been introduced to each other. So I respect
Yeah, and it was an honor and a privilege. Thanks for the invitation again. It was a beautiful wedding.
it. Man, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
get out on the boat, you know what I'm saying? Get out there, you know what I'm saying? Get out on the yacht, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Eat.
had my Dramamine ready because I get motion sickness, so
Yeah, I
I
remember you
had I
told
had
me
to
that.
take
I
my
was like,
little pills to make sure I was straight.
your boy's gonna be it's all right. If you'd have earled on the boat, you'd have been all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
Stay
like,
at
man,
the
I had a
hotel at
whole
Newport.
I had a whole suit on. I'm like, nah, I can't be throwing up with this suit on.
Oh man, but yeah, like that was to me that was dope, man, because of and that's again that's all generated through podcasting. So something definitely dope came out of that for sure.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
networking piece is definitely special. And while we talking about this boat, let's talk about this conversation real quick that we had on the back of this boat, man. So
Yes, sir.
we were on the back of the boat. Benji, you was doing your thing. Me and Dolly was back there chopping it up, talking about everything, talking about the houses we were seeing. He pulled out the Dramamine and popped the Dramamine. Like, we was back there just chilling, having a good time, right? So he started talking to me. I don't know if you remember this conversation though, but
yeah,
he started talking about the comedy. Started talking
Hmm.
about it. He said, "Man, I'm interested in it. I'm thinking about doing it." And I was like, "Bro, there ain't no thought process to it. Just do it. Like, don't even think about it. Like, you got what it takes. You want to do it. Like, it's a natural progression for you. Like, do it. Like I said, I ain't taking credit for him, what I'm saying, doing what he do, but I'm just saying, like, when I talk to people and you get a certain energy from people
Right.
when they talk about stuff, and you know that they're really really locked into it, I encourage people, man, to step out and do it, because if you don't do it, it's gonna eat at you and bother you the rest of your life that you didn't take the opportunity to do these things and try these things. Like, it's okay if you fail at something, right?
Right.
And he knows if you step into comedy, you gonna bomb. There is no comic out there that has not bombed. Every comic has bombed. You're gonna bomb. So it's about how you recover from that. So I know he's familiar with that at this point because he's been doing it for a while now. So let's kind of jump into that. So now that you've added that to your titles, comedian, so let's talk about what made you jump into that world.
Um, shit, it was kind of like it's something that I believe about life in general, especially when it come to me. Like, if God want me to do something, He'll bring it to me.
Right.
Like, because the conversation that me and you had, like, I was interested in it, but I still kind of didn't know how to go about it. Like, that's kind of what I was asking you, when I was like, nigga, how you even get into this shit? Because you was telling, yeah, man, get into it. Yeah, do it. But I'm like, shit, I ain't know where to go, who to talk to. Like, I ain't know if it was some type of application you put in to be a comedian or what.
Your boy trying to fill in for a job. He's trying to
Yeah, like, nigga, how do you do this? Do you gotta find comedians and ask them, like, nigga, hey, nigga, take me to the comedy place to start? Like, I met Maury Richardson, my
Yeah.
who's now my business partner. I met him at an awards show, and he did his thing. He performed. He was pretty funny. So after we just chopping it up, how you do when you network in places, what do you do? What do you do? And I told him, like, yeah, I got a podcast and all this. And y'all know I don't even have guests.
Right.
Like,
Right.
it's very rare I have somebody on the fucking show. So, I just happened to fuck around and have him on the show because he had this whole little spiel about how he was gonna recreate the Cat Williams moment and all this old shit. That nigga was lying. But like,
Oh boy,
y-
huh?
yeah, man. So the nigga come on the show, and we had a cool little episode. Just chopped it up. So after the show, he was like, "Yeah, man, you funny. You should come and come to my open mic and see how you like it and shit." Like, it was one of them things where
Right.
like Big Ken came up. Like, a couple of people who told me, "Man, you should try comedy." I was like, "Well,
Right.
shit." People keep saying try it. I guess
Right.
this is my opportunity to try, because again, the shit just walked into my living room at this point,
Right.
literally. So I'm like, all right, shit, let me go ahead and see if it worked. And shit, ever since that first open mic, I'm like, okay, yeah, because it was the same feeling I got with podcasting, where it was like, shit, I'm gonna do this whether I succeed or not financially. Like, nigga, I just enjoy doing it. So
Right.
it's been working for me.
Yeah, man. We catch you, you know what I'm saying, out there, and your boy your boy be doing some you're hilarious, dog. It's natural. So you can't run from that. So you definitely gotta roll with it. And I know Ken notices that because Ken is a comedian too. He low key, he don't be trying to get on stage and do all of that. But
Mm-mm.
Ken be hilarious, bro. Don't let nobody fool you. Ken be Ken
Shit,
be
at one
killing
point
it,
his
man.
his name on Instagram was Big Ken's Comedy. I'm like, shit,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
yeah,
comedian.
yeah. And
man.
you know what though? When we had that conversation, I had just come off of, really before the pandemic, a little stretch run of getting started myself, going to open mics, hanging around the comedy club. Like, I was at the Improv here in Arlington, Texas, every weekend. Like, I got to know all the comedians that came through there. You take the pictures, you stand around, you talk to them, you get to know them, you study, 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 study. And that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like martial arts. Like, everybody's got a style. And
Right.
sometimes you study and you figure out different ways to present things. And for me, when I started, it was the opposite. For me, I hadn't done the podcasting yet, but I wanted to. So when I started doing this in this space, I felt like this was my, what I'm saying, this was my stage to be able to, to get on here and talk. And when I first started doing the podcasting, it wasn't even a 5 session. It was
Yeah.
UC Live. And what I was doing during the pandemic was just getting on, live and just basically the same things I was talking about on my timeline, I was just doing it on live. So now I don't like to toot my own horn, but see the side by sides in
He
all these
started that
comparison
way back
videos
when.
when they were doing that on TikTok and all this stuff now, like I was doing that in 2019, 2020. So, but again, that's one of them things where I allowed myself to, I guess, kind of dim my own light and said, you know what, I got to pick. I got to do the 5 session, or I got to do this. I got to put my energy here. I got to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I should have just did everything and just kept it
Right.
all rolling because I would have been ahead of the curve. But needless to say, there's nothing stopping me from doing it now. And it's going to come
Facts.
back. It's going to come back.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So just be on the lookout for that. It's gonna come back. But yeah, but that's how that conversation that we had on the back of that boat came about, because when you were asking me those questions and we were having that, I figured out that was an opportunity to encourage you to do something that nobody encouraged me to do, right? Nobody encouraged me to get on that stage. Like, I just started doing it myself because I enjoyed it. But I think if I would have had more people behind me saying, yeah, do that, I probably would have been up there too.
Facts.
All right. So this is one of those things where you have a different style of comedy. Everybody has a different style of comedy, but where did you get your humor from? Is it pain, environment? Is it just a natural humor for you?
I think it's a mix of everything. Like, especially because like I come from a funny family. And I think like most comedians, we can all say that, like, anybody who's ever done comedy know, like, we all got like a funny uncle or a funny auntie. Like,
Right.
my mom was funny. Like my cousins, we all crack jokes all day. Like when I went to Compton High, like it was considered like a fashion show school where if you didn't have a brand new everything, they was gonna roast your ass. Like whether they
Right.
know you or not, it's on. So like with me, a lot of it comes from like sometimes a defense mechanism, sometimes a way to cope with trauma, other times just, like as the oldest sibling, like I just wanted to entertain my little brothers and sisters and shit. Like, I just like making them laugh. So, I grew up where, everybody was the audience. And, I just walk around making motherfuckers laugh. And, a whole lot of what my style is just catching motherfuckers off guard because the stoic demeanor that I have, people don't expect me to have a sense
Yeah.
of humor at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
They like, this nigga got a straight face where, some of the jokes I tell on stage, people ask me like, oh my God, is that really true? And I'm like, why the fuck would you think it's true? I'm on stage telling jokes. They like, well, you look dead
Look
serious while
serious
you
in the
was
mouth.
telling the joke. Like, you didn't look like you was joking. I'm like, I can only be me. Like it's hard for me
Right.
to get in comedy. Like I can't do the whole Chris Rock look like a comedian thing. I'm just on stage talking like this. So when I say certain shit on stage, they believe it. Like I
Right.
literally got a joke where I say I want to try crack, and I remember a couple of shows, older dudes came and pulled me to the side, like, "Hey, young brother, that's not a
Don't
good
do that.
decision. You don't want to try that."
They tried it.
Yeah, and I'm like, of course I don't want to try it, nigga. I'm telling jokes.
They speaking
Right.
But
from experience.
yeah, exactly. Cause I'm like, damn, homie, you was real passionate, nigga. Like, you can tell, cause when I say it, a lot of
Yeah.
times part of the crowd laugh and the other part cringe.
Cringe. Right.
Like, yeah, y'all the niggas who tried it.
But see,
Fact.
that's what that's what Ken was talking about earlier. It's the demeanor. So it comes off and it's your own approach, it's your own style. When you first got on stage for the first time, what did you feel after that moment? Did you feel like, you know what, I could keep doing this? Or what was your thought process? How was it when after your first set?
Yeah, after my first set, I felt like, yeah, I think I could for sure do this shit. Because the thing was like, um, my first time grabbing the microphone, it was like terror, like just straight fear. Because it's like when you do a podcast, I'm sitting in my living room.
Right.
So there's no immediate judgment. It's just I do my thing and then I wait for the comment section. I wait for people to hit me up and say, "Oh, that was a good episode," or even if somebody say, "Yeah, nigga, that wasn't your best work." I ain't got to deal with that shit because I'm at my crib by the time I hear that. I ain't tripping. But when you
Right.
on stage, it's like that immediate pressure of like, be funny, make us laugh,
Right.
like, and it's that expectation that everybody has because now I'm a comedian. Like if you giving a toast at a wedding, you crack a little jokey joke and it's funny because they wasn't expecting it. If you
Mm-hmm.
doing like a speaking engagement and you crack a joke, it's funny because they wasn't expecting it. When you a
Right.
comedian, they know exactly what you came to do. So if you don't do it at a certain level, it's like, nigga, you call yourself a comedian?
Right.
So it's like with me not knowing, how it was gonna go after, it was kind of like with anything, like the the anticipation of the ass whooping is worse than the ass whooping itself.
You know what? That
So
makes total sense, right?
so after I got off stage, I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah. It was like riding a big ass roller coaster. Like, how when you looking at that motherfucker when you in line, you like, oh shit, that's crazy. But then after you get off, you like, oh yeah, I'm riding that motherfucker again. Like,
Facts.
Right. Right.
that's how comedy was for me. That's how it was after my first time getting off stage.
That
Yeah.
dopamine, that adrenaline. It's like, yeah, I feel that. So yeah. But you be watching the clock sometimes. I know how that anxiety goes sometimes. Watching the clock, like, if it ain't going well, let me get off the set real quick.
Yeah. It's like a fight, because it's like they be like, oh, you got 5 minutes, or you got 10 minutes, or you got 3 minutes. Depending on how the set going,
Right.
that's how long that time feel. Because if you killing it, you be like, damn, I'm already 5 minutes in. Damn, that was
Right.
it.
Right.
You see the light come on, and you like, damn, the light. I just started. Where if you having a rough fucking set, you
Mm-hmm.
looking at that shit like, nigga, you cannot tell me it's only been 3 minutes. Hell no. I feel like my hair done grew up this motherfucker. Like, nigga, hell no. You
Like,
know.
hold on, wait 1 minute
Yeah, like
here.
nigga,
Like,
it done got dark while I was up here, nigga. You was not finna tell me it's only been 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think most people will have no idea what it feels like to get up there, just like you said, because they're expecting you to make them laugh. And even with
right.
as much public speaking as I've done, the first time I got up in front of a crowd and tried to tell jokes, that's a different feeling because you got to understand, not everybody in that crowd is gonna laugh.
Right.
Not everybody in that crowd came to see you. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you're the opener or something like that, they came to see the headliner. They ain't come to see you. Most of the
Right.
time, they don't even know you gonna be there. So when you up there, like you just up there, just you up there with a blank slate. You know what I'm saying? Either you can go really hard and make them laugh and be really good, or not meet their expectations because their expectation is the headliner that they came to see. So
Yeah.
it's just a lot of different nuances, man. And everybody thinks they funny because when you're around your partners and your homeboys and these people who know you and you got them, laughing and rolling on the ground, that's cool. But getting up in front of people who you do not know at all, anything about them, and trying to make them laugh is a whole different ball game. Trust me.
Yeah, like I liken it to like it's easier to punch somebody that ain't expecting it than it is
Right.
to fight with somebody who know the punch is coming.
Facts.
Right.
Because the whole essence of what comedy is catching people off guard.
Right.
So when people have that expectation of knowing that that's what you trying to do, like nigga, now punch Floyd Mayweather. Like it's easy when you punching on people who just standing there tripping and you just boom, because like I said, if you doing a speaking engagement or you hanging out with your homies in the garage or out there on the corner and they say something and you make a funny, it's like, oh man, that's hilarious.
Right.
But like I tell my homeboys all the time, when they ask me about, trying comedy, I'm like, comedy, the art is to invite people into those inside jokes. So, you know, when it's me and my homeboys, we all was there when Fat Neck Keisha tripped and fell over the skate. So we all laughing
Right.
because we all saw it. We was dead.
Right.
Now make these niggas who wasn't there, make them laugh at it. You
Right.
know, you got to know how to set something up to be able to hit that same punchline that worked because we was all in on the joke. Now you got to bring 60 people, 50 people, 300 people in
Right.
on what you think is funny. So, you know, like that's the hard part of it all. Like I tell people, you know, imagine if a nigga came up and handed you a microphone and said, make everybody in McDonald's laugh right now.
Most people gonna freeze.
Exactly.
You got to
All
have a
right.
technique for sure. And most successful comedians, they have a technique. They kind of they know what they're doing, whether they're hitting the crowd or whether they doing crazy punchlines or whatever. What would you say your technique is when you're up there?
Shit, I guess I would say like, you know, I'm a analytical comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I make like observations on shit, like where, you know, I try to find things that we all could relate to, and then just finding a cool little spin on it that people don't really expect. Like,
Right.
you know, because it's all about catching people off guard. So, you know, even with, you know, my joke about wanting to try crack, like we all know what crack did to the black community. So, you
Right.
know, with all of us knowing that crack is fucked up, you know, I come at it at a different angle, and I'm like, I want to try that shit because even though they say crack kills, you never see crackheads die.
That's a
You
fact.
know,
Them folks live a
of all
long
the
time, don't they?
yeah, of all the motherfuckers who we knew who was healthy, took care of themselves, and it's like, damn, man, remember Uncle James? Man, he died of cancer. He used to work out every day, and you know, Auntie, she never smoked a cigarette in her life, but you know, she died of high blood pressure. Crackheads, them niggas will get hit by a bus. And you'll see them the next day. Them niggas won't have a cast on their arm or nothing. Them niggas will ride a bicycle with a refrigerator on their back.
So
You
that
That's
know,
a
like,
fact too. Them some strong individuals, man. That is a fact.
yeah. So it's like, you know, I try to come at angles of things that we all know about that we can relate to. And it's like, I got a different take on that. So
Right.
I feel like that's like my style, really.
For
them
sure.
crackheads done smoked that vibranium crack. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Hey man.
That boy said vibranium crack.
Hey man, you know, it can happen. You
Man,
know,
Juice all through the bones.
Lawrence Taylor was the greatest defensive player of all time, and he was high on crack the whole time.
hey man,
Man, hey man, listen, that's
infinite
wild.
energy. Infinite
Yeah,
energy.
I'm telling you,
They be
shit.
going, boy, don't they? They be on the go, boy. You can't
Yeah,
keep a crackhead from
the
keep a
greatest love
crackhead down.
story of all time was on crack.
Facts.
Bobby and Whitney.
Bobby and Whitney.
Hey,
Man.
man, crack. This was some amazing shit been done on crack.
Crack might be the equivalent of the super contra code, man. You know what I'm saying? The real life
Yeah,
super
up,
contra
down,
code.
up, down, left, right, left, right.
It might be. Just it's infinite strength. You know what I'm saying? Infinite
Man,
energy,
say just
right?
running through everything.
Facts, man. Hey, man. You know what? But yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone because I definitely ain't trying that for sure.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it ain't for everybody.
No, definitely
Oh
not.
man.
Yeah. So it's just like Dolly saying, I've observed that too, bro. The shock factor. Like, I remember when I was younger, and this ain't Donnell Rollins. I remember when I was and they started laughing at him. I'm gonna have to school y'all on that clip from the Breakfast Club, but
Oh yeah, that was funny.
but because black folks will do that. You be trying to have a real serious moment, and dudes is laughing at you. But that's just the way we rock. But yeah, man. When I was younger, I was telling the joke. I think to some family members or whatever, and they was like, "Well, act like you on the stage." I think I was like 13 or 14. So I had seen some other comedians do this, and I got up there and I was telling jokes, and I kind of got lost. And that's one of those things you figure out about the art. Sometimes you have jokes, you remember your set and stuff like that, and sometimes you get up there and your memory just start sputtering, and you're like, man, I forgot where I was going with that. and then you got to improvise, right? And you know what I'm saying? I think in that moment I got up there and I was talking in front of my family members. And I was like, you know what? I like titties. And then I just went on this rant. But that's when I discovered that that's what it's
Yeah,
about. That's what the
improvise.
punchline is about, right? Just trying to find a way to shock people and give yourself some room to work, you know what I'm saying, off of that, because the greats have a path or the way they go or they remember their set. But some of them, I've seen D. Ray Davis twice in one night, right? This is something that I haven't ever observed with any other comedian live that I've seen. I've seen him twice in one night, and he didn't do the same set either time. Like he did one set the first show, and then the second show that he did, like right after that, he did another set. But he was doing some of the same jokes, but there was numerous jokes where he took a different path with it.
Right.
So like for me, just sitting there, because people used to laugh at me when we would be at the improv and be like, "You look so serious." Like why? Because I'm hearing the jokes, but I'm studying it. I'm trying to figure out like how
Yeah.
is he doing this? What direction is he going? Like like those say, I'm going the analytical route with it. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, dissect it because you know, my style is similar to what Dolly's is. Like people say, well, Ken, you got that dry comedy. Like you don't get up there and you're not real animated and stuff like that. Nah, I'm too big to be animated. This is just I'm not Sinbad. I'm not Sinbad.
Right.
Even though we might look similar, you know what I'm saying? We built kind of similar or whatever, but but I ain't Sinbad. So that's not my thing, right? So when I get up there, I'm just really having a dialogue with you, and it just happens to say some funny stuff along the way. That's the way I look at
Right.
it. But you know what? One other thing I was going to ask you, Dolly, and I'm sure people have asked you this before, because when I first started looking at your platform, I'm like, this dude right here be saying some stuff, and he just say whatever he want to say on his platform. He'll say it whatever way he wants to. So you know what I'm saying, and for everybody, it's not their cup of tea, right? It's not what they, you know what I'm saying. It's not what they tune in for. They tune in to hear some stuff, but then they say, well, he said this, and he said this word, and he said, oh man, I don't know if I can deal with that. Has anybody ever approached you like that? Or have you ever been approached and people feel like you need to tone it down on
Yeah.
stage or your podcast?
Yeah. Like, and the crazy part is, you know, a lot of the people who have told me to tone it down as far as podcasting have been people that had a bag for me. But, you know, like I always tell motherfuckers, like I genuinely look at that as, you know, what they call selling your soul. Like me personally, if I can't do it the way I want to do it, I don't want to do it because it's not mine, it's yours now. You know, if
Right.
I'm doing it the way you want me to do it, it's not my shit no more, nigga. Now I'm doing it for you. Now it's a job. Like, I don't want nothing
Yeah.
that I do to become a job. Like, you know,
You
I
got a
go
job already, right?
exactly. I go clock in to do what the next motherfucker want me to do. Like, I'm not finna do what y'all motherfuckers want me to do on something that belong to me. Like,
Right.
not even for the money. Like, you know, a whole lot of the motivation of me getting this big ass chain is like to let motherfuckers know, like, I don't need your little money. You know,
Right.
so if it's a situation where you want to try to mold me to do something you want me to do, nigga, you do it. You know,
Right.
I do what I do how I do it. Like, I don't need your little money. Like, you know, do I want to get money from what I do? Of course I do. But you know, if it costs me selling, you know, the way that I do what I do, it ain't worth it. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, I sleep peacefully at night knowing that everything I'm doing in life, I'm doing it because I want to do it, not because the next motherfucker got me doing it. Like, nigga, I dedicate my time driving the truck doing what a motherfucker want me to do. Outside of that,
Right.
nigga, once I clock out, nigga, it's Dolomite time. Like, I'm doing what I want to do, however I
Right.
want to do it. So, you know, I've only had a couple people say it, like in comedy, where, you know, and most of it is like audience, you know, like, oh, you know, the jokes would have been so funny, but you talk about pussy a lot. People like pussy, you know, shit,
I mean,
nigga.
that's a natural fact, right? You
Yeah,
can't hide that.
yeah, and the thing is, you know, like I tell people, like, nigga, we get paid for the attempt to make you laugh. Like, you know, nobody is firing 100%. So, you know,
Right.
there's gonna be some people who gonna love the set. There's gonna be some some people who gonna hate the set. Like everything that I do for the motherfuckers who like it, not for the people who don't like it. So if you don't like it, shit, nigga, you know, there'll probably be 3 other comics on this motherfucker that you might enjoy. I just wasn't one of them. I'm cool with
Right.
that.
It's facts.
And I dig
Alright.
that because you to yourself be true, and that overall, at the end of the day, shoot, when you can go to sleep at night knowing you was true to yourself, that I think that's invaluable. So I dig that.
Facts, facts. All right. So when it comes to your content across the board, whether it be comedy or whether it be on your podcast, is there a line that you won't cross? Are there things that you will not touch?
Honestly, like I just believe that anything that I do, as long as it ain't no victims, is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I don't go out of my way in no way to hurt nobody.
Right.
Like, you know, I like making motherfuckers laugh. I like helping people. So I don't feel like, you know, as far as a line that I would cross, the only line I wouldn't cross is blatant disrespect to anybody. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like unless it's a situation where me and you was in conflict and I gotta do you, then it'll be that. But as far as like a line I wouldn't cross, like, you know, because like, you know, everybody who follows my show, you know, and even people who've seen me on stage, I use the word bitch a lot. You know, I call women bitches a lot, but a lot of it is a general term. So
Mm-hmm.
I never mean it in the context of all women are bitches. I'm talking about bitches specifically. You know, sometimes I might be talking about bitch ass niggas. Like, you know, bitch ain't a specific term to nobody. So I'm like, it's not meant to hurt nobody's feelings. It's meant to talk to the group that I'm talking to. I'm talking to bitches.
Right.
So if you feel hurt by it, the shoe fit. You
Right.
know, and again, I didn't say it to hurt your feelings because even, you know, with the things that I say about certain shit, when I talk about certain people, even if it might sound disrespectful, you know, it's like who you love, you correct them. So, you
Right.
know, if I'm talking about bitch ass niggas, I'm trying to stop you from being a bitch ass nigga. You know, like I said, you know, in the clip, like bitch ass niggas going to hell. Like you don't want to
Right.
go to hell, quit being a bitch ass nigga. Cause you know, God don't like that. That ain't from the Lord. God don't make bitch ass niggas.
your
So
boy, your boy coming, your boy trying to save him from me. Hey, but you know what I'm saying? That's just authentic because it truth be told, if nobody ever told you that you was this type of person, how would you know? Nobody's ever
yeah,
said it, and that some of us are just bold enough to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like hey man, like you're a little awkward, man. You're a little special. You know the type. You're you're a little off the rocker a little bit. Somebody need to tell you. So I dig it.
yeah, cause Jesus wasn't no bitch ass nigga. You know, that's
Got
the
to
thing.
got to shake
People
weight.
think, yeah, people be thinking like, oh man, you know, he turned the other cheek. Jesus wasn't no bitch ass nigga because he wouldn't flip
You
the
better
tables
believe
on
it.
the money changers. Like
You better
Jesus
believe
was just as
it.
gangster as anybody, nigga. Jerusalem wasn't no punk ass place. Like Jesus was
That's a
from the
fact.
ghetto. He had
That's a
some
fact.
hood niggas with him. Like, you know, I forgot the book in Luke, but you know, it said, nigga, if you don't have a staff, sell your garment and get one. Like
Go get one. Yeah,
all his homies was strapped up. Like, you know,
that's the
Jesus wasn't no bitch ass nigga at all. So, you know, that's not from the Lord if you a bitch ass nigga.
go
You know, if
sell
they
your
say,
sword.
what will, huh?
The time has changed. If you don't have a sword, go get you one. That's
Yeah, nigga,
actual
sell,
scripture.
yeah, sell your garment and get one. Like I remember
Yes,
that
sir.
specifically. So it's like shit, nigga.
Facts.
Jesus wasn't no bitch ass nigga. Like, you know, if you say what would Jesus do, he wouldn't do no bitch shit.
That's a
So,
fact.
you know, that's the
Thug life.
thing. If
He was people don't like to journey into that part because they try to make him this pristine dude with the perm and he's chilled out. But yeah, he didn't play no games. He wasn't no pushover.
yeah, he was a real nigga. Like, you know, Jesus was a lot closer to Malcolm X than niggas think. You know, Jesus
That is
was
a fact.
like Tupac without the profanity. So it's like, you know, Jesus wasn't no punk. So if that's yo get down, you know, tighten up, nigga. Like that's pretty much what I'm talking about when I'm using the word bitch in context to men. And same with women. Like, you know, as a woman, you can be in tune with your emotions and things like that. But it's like if you moving in a way where you doing things that victimize people, like, that's what when I talk about, like punk ass bitches. Like, I'm not saying in the context of women being weak or nothing like that, but
Right.
if you displaying certain characteristics, then you fit into this category, and I want you to stop. Like, nigga, I try to exercise the demons of bitch ass niggas and punk ass bitches. So I'm not saying it to be disrespectful. I'm saying it, out of love.
See,
He'll say it in the friendliest, most
I'm telling you,
complimentary way as possible. Yes, sir.
if Boondocks was still on, Uncle Dolomite would be a great character for Boondocks.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He would definitely, be great on Boondocks.
Put him on there with Matt Crip, whatever his name is,
Oh,
and
Crip
talk some
Matt.
white Crip Matt.
That nigga Crip Matt crazy.
That is a fact.
Man.
That is a fact.
Man. All right. So when you were on stage, man, on your show, have you ever said something that somebody reached out to you and was like, man, you pissed me off with that, or you ran somebody hot and you ran them hot?
Not really. Like I said, I think the only times I've ever really been approached on some negative shit is usually the crack joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like the older crowd, a lot of them ain't really a fan of that because they genuine, like, again, they take me more serious than they supposed to. Like, it's a joke. I'm not promoting crack. I don't want none of y'all niggas to try crack. Crack still whack. It's not a good thing, but to me, it was funny. So a lot of times, like, I'm willing to have the conversation. Like, I don't run from nothing, even accountability. So if they feel like it was something that I said, I'm like, at the end of the day, like, I don't do these jokes at elementary schools.
Right.
Y'all grown motherfuckers. Like, if y'all niggas listen to a comedian and try crack, nigga, God wanted you to. That was God's will for you to smoke crack. Cause nigga, what the fuck would you listen to me telling jokes and decide, damn,
I'm gonna smoke
that
some
nigga
crack.
right. I'm gonna try some of that shit. Like, come on, my nigga, tighten up.
Hey, that's when you realize, even though it's adults, all of them may rap too tight. Yeah,
exactly.
And somebody got it. Somebody got to say something.
Age and maturity is two different things. Same with
That
intelligence. Like,
that's a fact.
Just because you advanced in age don't mean you advanced in intellect.
Ain't nothing worse than an old fool.
Man,
crazy.
All right. So with that being said, especially with comedy now, there's a big thing where people sensitive, man. The crowd sensitive. I've been at many nights where, of course, I went to a Corey Holcomb show and there was a stud. The stud got mad at Corey Holcomb's jokes and decided that she wanted to go joke for joke with Corey Holcomb. And as they always say, the comedians are professionals and you will lose. And she lost and she ended up getting put out. But it's like, people got to know, first of all, when you go to see a comedian, especially the headliner, know who you going to see. Like, know what type of jokes this person tells. You should not be in the crowd yelling, they saying this or they saying that and yelling at this person. I don't care how drunk you are. Know your people. Go see the comedians that you're interested in. Don't just be out here buying tickets, randomly and then being upset with the content that they're talking about. But what I want to ask you, though, is, man, is comedy still real, or is people too sensitive, or people out here being too careful? Do you feel like that's taken away from the craft?
I honestly feel like comedy it's in a cool space because for the most part, motherfuckers still saying what they want to say. It's just, like, as far as the mainstream go, like, certain, sucker shit. But as far as, like, from what I've been seeing in comedy, like the comedy scene, they letting a lot of people, talk their shit. Like, I'm not really mad at it, especially because, like, it's at a certain level where it start getting watered down. Like, once you start getting to that Kevin Hart, you on ABC, CBS, and NBC, then you gotta talk a certain way. Like, the game is the game. Like, I ain't mad at it. But as far as like, at the ground level, in its essence, it's still where it's been. Cause shit, we still telling the same type of jokes that I grew up hearing. Like, 90% of what I say is the shit I grew up hearing. So, again, like the only times I've been approached is, by people who, just take some shit serious that wasn't supposed to be serious, but it's never like, oh my God, I'm clutching my pearls. I can't believe you was using all that profanity. Like, nigga, we was raised on this shit. Like, Richard Pryor has gotten us to this place, and I'm glad we got here because, we exercising our First Amendment right. Like, because the funny thing is that was one more time I got approached. A stud approached me after a set, but like I told him, I'm like, how you mad at me? Because I said studs got the best pussy. But that's why she got mad at me. I said, shit, y'all got brand new pussy. I'm like, don't get mad because it's probably true. Like, I'm sure you probably got some bomb pussy. You still a girl. Your pussy got low mileage because you act like you don't got the motherfucker. You be hiding it. Anything that's valuable, people hide. You probably got some of the best coochie running around this motherfucker.
It just brings up a very, very, very odd memory for me when you mention studs. So yeah, I've been hit on by a stud before, man, and
A big one, a
like
big stud.
not no pristine stud, but like a stud that's taller than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this is some wild game right here. But
And she
man,
rolled up on him. She ain't
she
just
wrote
approached.
about
She
yeah,
rolled up on him, got in
Yeah,
his
and
face.
wow.
studs under all that baggy shit, they be built like Megan Thee Stallion.
I
Studs
don't
be hiding
understand it.
some bodies up under them baggy ass clothes.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. Well,
They they be
I
having
just I
triple D's up under them damn button up shirts.
I just couldn't see it at the time. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, man, this is wild. You know what I'm
After she
saying?
got
This is
undressed,
crazy.
you'd have seen it. Cause shit, they take them clothes off, boy. They be built
that
from
man
all
Man,
said
that
say
basketball they be playing.
that man said he was not he is not Michael Jackson. He does not like to climb trees. And that chick was just too tall for him. You know what I'm saying?
listen,
Like
man,
she
I'm all of 5'9". I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. She about 5'11", 6 feet. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, no,
Yeah, and
I'm
they
good.
could they could hoop, they could dress. They got all the best hats. I don't know where studs buy their hats from, but you always see studs with the flyest baseball caps. Like, they don't sell that shit at Lids. They must got a secret baseball cap store called Studs. Cause Studs
steals.
always got the clean baseball caps.
Man,
Oh
say,
man.
that's wild.
You know what? We talk about like the sensitive nature of comedy and stuff like that. And you know, that's that new stuff, man, because I think my first comedians that I recall now, you got to be a real comedy head or real old person to remember these two comedians. But um mentioned Richard Pryor, of course. But as a kid, my grandfather had a bunch of 45s, and he had two 45s that I used to listen to on a regular basis as a 7 or 8 year old, and it's Pig Meat Markham and Mom's Mabley. So those were
Mm,
my two go-tos. And if you know those two comedians, especially Mom's Mabley, raw,
Right.
real raw, like in her vernacular and the way she talked and her jokes. So these are the jokes that I was exposed to as a 7 or 8 year old. So the rest of the jokes that I've heard throughout my life definitely wouldn't offend me because that's where my start was, right? So, but I mean, especially with the stud stuff now. Shout out to Drewski. Drewski with the studs, you know what I'm saying? People being upset about him embracing the studs, but hey, like I've been saying, maybe he knows something y'all don't because he taking a chance and y'all ain't. So hey, it is what it is. To each his own. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they got the low mileage coochie.
All right, man. Let's get a little personal, man. Let's get a little personal, man. We got a few personal questions we want to ask you, man. What keeps you grounded, man? Because what you do takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of creative energy. So what keeps you grounded though outside of being on the stage and being on the podcast?
Um, I don't know, like the understanding of the existence of failure. Like because motherfucker done took some losses. So like,
Right.
at some of the highest points of my life, I've followed that up with some of the lowest points.
Right.
So it's like, with the understanding that failure is a reality in anything that you do, and anything God give you, he could take away
Right.
just as fast as he gave it to you, if not faster. Like I keep a certain level of, just staying even keel. Like I don't never get too high on myself or, start believing my own press, cause one mistake and all this shit could be gone. Like,
Right.
I let myself get ahead of myself and start thinking that it's something that it ain't. God, he got a cold way of being like, all right, nigga, watch this.
Right.
So
It's
I,
facts.
I walk around with appreciation for everything that I've been given.
All
And
right.
man, you know what? That truth be told, man, that was one of the things that when we first connected, that was one of the things that I thought was the dopest part about you. Is you seem level headed, you seem grounded, you speak your truth, you speak your mind, but not some dude just out here wilding out, just doing whatever. It seemed like you learned from life as you went forward. In retrospect, in hindsight, you kind of be like, yeah, I made some mistakes, but everybody don't have that conscience to where they like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to feel that way again. So let me go a different way. Let me try a different route. Let me go a different direction. That was one of the first things I thought was dope about you when we first connected. So
All
Yeah,
right.
nigga.
Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wasn't finna say shit important. I just was finna fucking ramble. Don't even trip.
No,
That
no,
shit
no.
wasn't
You
nothing.
good. Nah. Like I said, I was just gonna ask, what's the biggest life lesson that you were forced to learn? Kind of like Benji was saying. Most of us we experience things in life, and as I always say, the greatest teacher seems to be pain, because that's what we
right.
remember. Those things that hurt us the most. So, what's the biggest life lesson that you had to learn along the way that you could pass on to other people?
Murphy's Law. Like,
Mm,
shit can always go fucked up. Like, no
Mm,
no matter what. And that in itself is the beauty of life. Like the fact that, success feel better because you know that failure is real. Like to appreciate life because you know that death is real. Appreciate every meal because hunger is real. Like, whenever I'm in a moment of something going right, I appreciate it because I know like this shit could have went horribly wrong. Like I appreciate getting home every day from work. Like I appreciate every time,
right.
like I step out the house and get to come back into the house. Cause a lot of niggas didn't know that was gonna be their last time stepping off their front porch. And even in times when, shit ain't going right, like when shit going fucked up, like, people don't even really know when I'm going through shit, because even when I'm going through something, I keep a positive mindset because,
Yeah.
it's like even though I might not be able to see the sun right now, I know it's hiding behind the clouds. And once the clouds move, it's gonna be sunny again. So it's like, I don't never get too high or low because, it's a roller coaster. So, it's gonna have its ups and downs. So in life, appreciate the good and the bad, because, chocolate don't taste good without the bitter and the sweet.
Right.
facts, facts, facts. Okay, okay. Y'all, I mean, too much game. It's too much game right there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like
Yes, sir.
for real. All right. So we're gonna turn it up a little bit. We're gonna turn up a little bit. Turn up the fire a little bit. I got a new session. It's called the rapid fire session. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some options. And you have to answer short, quick responses. No long drawn out explanations. You just gotta give me the answer. Get in, get out. All right. You
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah,
All right. So first one up, cancel culture. Real or fake?
fake.
Money or peace?
Peace.
Podcasting or stand up?
Shit. Podcasting.
What thing you never joke about?
The people that wear yarmulkes.
Facts. Most overrated thing in the culture right now?
Money.
Okay. All right. That went well. I knew that podcast and the stand up might trip him up a little bit.
Yeah, that's the hard.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
It might trip him up a little bit, but
Just a little
hey,
bit.
he made it. So we gonna move on. We're gonna get ready to wrap up. But before we wrap up, when it's all said and done, what do you want Uncle Dolomite to mean to the people when they go and they hear about the podcast, when they hear about your stand up? What do you want your name to mean to people?
That I had a positive impact on everybody who I came across. Like, you can't put your net worth on your headstone. Like, that shit don't matter. So, that ain't nothing. Like, I just want to be known as, like, everybody who came across me knew me as a solid dude. Like, I gave you something that you could use for good. Whether it was some information, a laugh, a good vibe, cool conversation, or just, like, a ear to listen. Might put a couple dollars in your pocket. But, I just want to be known as a motherfucker who, everybody who came across me left with a positive image of me.
Okay. And that's definitely dope. And we feel that way about you, my guy. You one of the most solid people we've had the opportunity to meet, man. And like I said, the conversations that we've had, the off on the show and off the show, on camera and off camera. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to know you, bro, and to see your trek, to see you elevate. And like I said, when I see certain people, especially people that doing things, and you see them elevate, man, it's a great feeling, man. And we've been blessed since we've been doing this show, over the last 5 years plus, to see a lot of people come through here and elevate, over the time. So that's a blessing for us to be able to see people, climb and grow. So, man, we appreciate you, and what you provide to people, because that's the information that you're putting out there, man. People gotta, listen and listen intently to learn. And as I say all the time, people, don't miss the message because of the messenger. Sometimes people look at the outside, people look at the delivery and miss everything that person's saying. Because there's some people that look amazing and that have all these bells and whistles and ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
So, follow the right people. Make sure your algorithm is on point. Make sure your content that you are intaking is on point and that you're learning something from it. Because everything can't be all about entertainment, bro. Everything ain't entertainment. You got to learn some stuff at some point in time.
You would hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, because shit, I say that about social media all the time. Like, you can use social media to learn a lot of shit.
Yep.
You can learn how to fix a sink, build a house, change your oil, change your brakes. Or you could just sit there fucking off time and waste hours and upon hours scrolling fuckery.
Right.
So it's like, everything is in how you use it. But, like, I appreciate y'all too. Like, as far as like motherfuckers who I met through podcasting, like, I actually got to break bread with y'all in person in real life. Like, I done been to multiple events with Benji. Like, we had the cigar video shoot, the wedding, we had some sipping paints. Like, I met you at Benji wedding, Big Ken. Like, the shit, it's been dope. Like, like I said, a whole lot of what I got out of podcasting is, just these relationships of being able to kick it with y'all and, just know y'all in person and shit. So, it's greatly appreciated.
Man, we
No
got some
doubt.
more stuff. We got some more stuff coming up. You know what I'm saying? But like I said earlier, we're in old man mode. You know what I'm saying? We're taking care of houses and stuff, and children and grandkids and all that type of stuff. We'll break out the shell in a little while and hang out a little bit.
Thanks. All right, Uncle Dolomite. Let the people know how they can contact you so they can lock in with you, bro, and follow your platforms and figure out when these events is happening so they can pull up.
Shit. For the most part, Instagram Uncle Dolomite, Uncle Dolemite, because niggas be putting DOLO and shit, but it's DOLEMITE, Uncle Dolomite. TikTok, Yo Mama Boyfriend. YouTube, the comedy is under Uncle Dolomite on YouTube. The podcast, everything is Too Much Game, TOO Much Game, not the number 2, because I ain't number 2, number 1. But yeah, I'm easy to find.
Yeah.
All right.
Check him
all
out,
right.
man. It's solid content, man. Yes, sir.
Facts. All right, Benji Banks, the man brand. Talk to the people before we get up out of here, my guy.
Man, listen, I ain't got much to say, man. I'm hungry at this particular moment in time. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the wife out. So like I said, man, we're in our old man stage. You know what I'm saying? Taking vacations and planting gardens and buying acres. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the space we on. So you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Dolly, all I'm gonna say is when I get this 20 acres. I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna tell you to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Tell Ken to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Be ready to go fishing or something. You know what I'm talking about? That's all I'm
Shit,
saying.
I'll be there. I ain't nothing but a phone call away. I'm pulling up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's coming. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Invite everybody out. Be like, listen here, come down and chill. But we got a 10-mile lake out back. Call it Lake Varnell. Catfish is delicious. That's what I'm trying to be on right now. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be there in a short while, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna let you know what's happening.
I'll be there.
Yes, sir.
Facts. All right, man. Listen, if you didn't feel this episode, you were tripping. You might need to run it back. It's a lot of gems in here. It's a lot of great information. Yeah, we always gonna entertain you. We always gonna cut up and laugh and do these things, but you know what I'm saying? We just want to make sure that it's not just laughs. We want to give you information that you can apply in real life, give you a real perspective, and tell you some real truth. And that is from the one and only Uncle Dolomite tonight. So we hope you enjoyed that. And that's what the 5 sessions is all about. Not just about the conversation, but about the connections. Not just about the entertainment, but about elevation. And that's what we like to see our people do, is elevate for sure. So you already know you've been rocking with Trish Michelle, Benji Banks, and Big Ken, and our special guest, Uncle Dolly. Family for real. Thank you, our brother, for coming through, tapping in with us. We appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe on all platforms. Just make sure you don't, miss out on none of the episodes, none of the sessions. Tap in with us. And remember, if it didn't challenge you, it didn't change you. So step up to the plate. Until next time, keep your energy high and keep the circle around you solid. See the guys in front of you right here on this platform? Solid guys. So I'm good. Y'all stay lit. It's the fire session. Peace.